Hey guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Crimson, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get things going here because, well, we're all starving and we're all going to die soon. I don't mean you, Crimsons, but I'm sure you're well fed. I'm fine. I'm not starving either. Martin, welcome, welcome. But everyone else is starving. Nicole here, actually starving right at this exact second. Wait, Nicole, you just gave me an I'm starving thing. And you're probably the best fed person here. Steven, welcome, welcome, welcome. So we've landed here, which is not Betty's Hellscape. I know we were all very excited about Betty's Hellscape, particularly me. However, Rob, welcome, welcome. However, there's no food in Betty's Hellscape, and there's no food in our spaceship. So we've taken a bit of a detour to come here, a land of, well, abundance. It could only be described as abundance. Still no fish. Still not really working out with the fish here. No fish, even though we're not in a desert. However, a land of abundance is what we've got. Abundance. That's our word today, folks. Abundance. This is a land of... Look at the abundance going on right now. Knife is just swimming in abundance. He's got a raccoon. Knife is just rolling around in abundance like broken glass. Catonius, welcome, welcome, welcome. Catonius might be starving. Okay, that's fine. RimWorld on deck, it's what Fridays are made for. It's what my Friday is made for. Minus the curry and the beer. So basically just the RimWorld part of that. Buzzkill, welcome, welcome. Meatballs, that's not a curry, but that's probably what I'll be eating later. No curry and no beer, but definitely the RimWorld part. Is what my Fridays are made for. Bertha, are you living in abundance? No, you're going for a walk. In the abundance. You're walking around in the abundance. If literally anyone wanted to plant some food, Stench, you're in on it. You're in on it. HNMOR, welcome, welcome. We did bring fish along, yes. However, no actual fish. We've got one small pond and it is completely devoid of life. So, Syrincha, welcome, welcome. So no actual... No abundance on that front. However, Michelle, welcome, welcome. However, a land of abundance. Okay? A land of abundance. We might have to eat ourselves. We might have to go cannibal on this. Spikeable Girl, welcome, welcome, welcome. Could we get, like, literally anything going on at all? Like Grime, could you refuel this, please? Could you get some wood and refuel this? Because then we can have power and turn the lights on and the freezer on and all that kind of stuff. Hang on, coffee in my face. That is a decent cup of coffee. Way better than last week's, let me tell you. And I did. I just did right now. I said it's way better than last week's. And you're like, wow, cool, Dave. Thanks for telling us that. Mastodon's doing well. Are the Mastodons being fed? Yeah, broadly, in the broad sense of they've eaten food in the last 24 hours. So there we go. The lights are temporarily on. Not all the power is here, but we're frantically chopping up a raccoon. It is a land of abundance. There's ambrosia as well. See, a land of abundance. What did I tell you? All sorts of abundance here. We're swimming in abundance right now. Sure, we'll get some hardcore narcotics. Why not? I mean, why not? Why not have them? Don't sew anything in there. Nicole is having a bit of a crisis of belief. Yaha, you believe in the family of Arkism. Is that our gig? I don't remember what our gig is. Oh, no, we don't like that at all, Nicole. No, you shouldn't believe in that. You should believe in the Outlaw Creed. Les, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, HNMOR, I can't stress how bad last week's coffee was. It was a 3 on my scale, with Penge's Instant Coffee being a 2, and cold gas station coffee being a 1, or in fact, perhaps a 0. Could we maybe get some berries? How about that? Who's supposed to be doing anything at all? We seem to be hunting. I've targeted virtually everything on the map for extermination, except the guinea pigs, because you don't get a lot of meat out of them. You just don't. I might try and take out the Megasloth just for a quick fix. But I need some... Well, I say somebody on number 1 cooking. There's no actual power to the stove. However, we seem to be making progress with the wind turbines, though. We do have an exceptional amount of components. Coleo, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hang on, coffee. I have no idea if that's how your name is pronounced, by the way. But that's how I've been pronouncing it for years, and I don't plan to stop now. A land of abundance is what... A land... of abundance is what we've got here. We are embracing the fact that, first of all, this map is slightly greener than anywhere we've ever been. There are no fish, but there is a pond. There's an old swimming hole here. What we got is an old swimming hole. Berg, you're off to murder something. Awesome. You're hunting another raccoon. The raccoons just keep on coming. All sorts of raccoons going on here. DeHook is over here doing the thing. That's good. That'll be some more power we can get in on here. No, you're right, Les. Penge and coffee are just solely incompatible. They're just incompatible. They just don't work well together. They work really well with me. All night, every night. That's not true. I can't drink coffee at night. I'll be up all night. What am I, some kind of teenager or something, where I can drink a pot of coffee and go to bed? I used to be able to do that. It was fun. I mean, fun in the sense that I could do it, and now I can't, so that's less fun. I love my Friday evenings too, Stephen. It's mostly RimWorld based. And then Mrs. Dave is actually going to be away again this weekend, so she's going out with her family on a boat and doing boaty things and like going down the coast and stuff. So actually, she should be in shortly. So if you're looking for a cameo from Mrs. Dave, stay tuned, because she should be along very shortly. And she said she'd pop in and say bye, which she would do anyway before she left. But yeah, she's going to be away this weekend. So it's just Dave and Kitty all weekend. So you know what that means. That's right. We're playing games with the sound on. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a non-stop party here. It's going to be me and the cat on the couch. But the difference? Playing games with the sound on. And loud, if I feel like it. Buzzkill, great question. Glad you're asking the important questions. That is water, which unfortunately is completely devoid of life. So it is water in the strictest legal sense of the word. However, it contains no life whatsoever. No life whatsoever. There are, in fact, no fish. So although we do live in a land of abundance, as we can see here, abundance. Look at the abundance. This map is just awash in abundance. It's abundance all over the map. I got abundance coming out of my ears. There are no fish. Rob, it will be a non-stop party. You're not wrong about that. And by non-stop party, I'm going to eat meatballs and play Fallout 4 with the sound on. And probably watching shows that Mrs. Dave doesn't want to watch. So that's basically my party. That'll be tonight and tomorrow night. It's just going to be frantic around here. And by frantic, I mean I'll be sitting on the couch the entire time. That's one of the things Mrs. Dave likes about me. She can tell exactly where I'm going to be at any given point, and it usually involves Fallout 4. In fact, she just came in now. So again, if you're looking for a cameo from Mrs. Dave, that should be happening reasonably shortly. So, stay tuned, as the kids say. Stay tuned in this land of abundance that we have here. Okay, what else could I be doing? Wait a minute, there's a perfectly good dead raccoon up here. Why are we not eating this? Why Igor? Go get the dead raccoon. We're in a land of abundance, Igor. A land of abundance. Just eat the raccoon. There's nothing else to eat. Are we making any meals? Yes, Berg is finally cooking. Oh, thank goodness. The lights are on, the power is on. Berg can finally get some cooking done around here. Nicole, remind me if you're any good at anything. You were the super assassin soldier person, right? That we got that wicked cool gun out of, as I recall. You are broadly competent. If you just get rid of this family of archism nonsense that nobody cares about, you'd be doing pretty well for yourself. But no, you're into the family of archism. Hang on, I need coffee to live in my mouth. Okay, let me see if I can get rid of some notifications here. Low food, can't do squat about that. I'll tell you that right now. That's going to persist for a while. Meditation spot, that's a nice, easy one. I like those ones. Just, I don't know, put it down by the old swimming hole here. That's one down. I swear somebody just said they needed medical attention, but apparently they fixed themselves. That is good. What are we slaughtering? Okay, alpacas. Yeah, if we could try to kind of just get a team together and kill everything that lives on the map that doesn't fight back or explode, that'd be great. That'd be super. Buzzkill, I'm inclined to agree. We have less carpet than I would ideally like to have. We could have more. I don't have no cotton, and I don't really need the cotton per se because I can make things out of leathers and other furs and cloths that I've got. I think you're right. I think that's a valid point. We should be doing more shag carpet around the ship. Maybe I can just finish out this bit. So that is my Viridian carpet. Yep, right there. So Viridian carpet in there, and this bit, and that bit, and this bit here. Okay, everything is perfect now. Except the ship is not even. But that's okay. It's the inside-y bit that's not even. I can live with that, so long as the outside-y bit is even. And to my untrained eye, I believe it is. Land of abundance. Okay, land of abundance. The wind turbines are up, the wood generator is up, and we're working on the geothermal. That'll take care of many of my problems in the immediate future because many of my problems are power-related. Turkeys are coming in. And then we've got more raccoons. Color-coded rooms. Not specifically color-coded, Catonius, in that I'm making the entire thing green shag carpeting. I'm going 70s on this ship. If this ship's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. Mostly because I have like 6 mastodons in here, so seriously don't anger them. Like don't wake them up if they're asleep. They will hate that. And they have pointy tusks and big feet. And they weigh like, I don't know, 30 tons or something, and they will just come in and squish you. So if the ship is indeed a rockin', it's probably the mastodons doing what adult mastodons do in the privacy of their own animal bed, and probably don't bother them. Just leave them to it. They breed like bunnies around here. How many mastodons do I actually have now? Okay, and potential for more. Okay, so 5 with 1 more on the way. Bruce, Fuzzy, Buttercup, Tusky, and Fish. Army of mastodons. It basically breaks RimWorld. I am impervious to all harm now. Nothing can hurt me here. What are we growing here? Is that strawberries? Oh, great choice. Yeah, good choice. Do we get any rice coming in? Yeah, rice is happening. Rice exists. And how are we doing over here? Okay, they just need to put it all together. They got all the bits in there. Land of abundance. Land of abundance is what we're doing here. Also, land of excessive animal filth. Just ridiculous amounts of animal poop everywhere. It's just it's just like, there's probably like 6 inches of it all over the ship. Igor, aren't you supposed to be in charge of cleaning up after the mastodons? Yes. It's just you're not really doing that, are you, kid? It's just not really coming together, is it? Yeah, you're not wrong. I need the Roombas really quick. Where was that? Where was that? Hang on. There's an easier way to find it. That was a quest. So what was that? Was it this one? No, that's the relic. And that's the fuel optimizer. Okay, what could I be doing here? Ship to the stars, chem fuel refinery, complexes, the power is out again, silver. One of these was like, hey, oh, there it is. Old mechanator mech site. There it is. I found it. Everybody stop panicking. I found it. Just everybody calm down. Okay, just calm down. I found it. Where is the ancient mechanator complex? Like right down the street. Huh. I know we're all desperate to go to Betty's hellscape. I get that. I understand that. However, the mechanator is down the... In fact, we could walk there. While we're camped out here, I could send a team out to go and do that. I don't even really need to fly there. And it's a very normal area. There's nothing particularly dangerous about it. Interesting. Steven, that cube thing, what's up with that? That used to be eternal. I killed a man, Steven, for that. And it's not the first time I've done it. Okay, that used to be eternal. Now it's just like 3 to 4 days and you're done? Seriously, RimWorld? What game am I playing here? What am I playing here? What sort of child's mobile game am I playing where the cube obsession doesn't destroy my entire colony? I was waiting for that. Okay, old complex booty. Wow! How many people heard me say that and said, wow, that must be an old P-Funk album? Because I did. Parliament Funkadelic wrote that. Old complex booty. That's an old P-Funk album right there. An ancient complex, ancient treasure, and they might have threats. Okay, where is it? Well, dang, it's literally next door. It's right there. What's this one, by the way? What are we looking at here? A gazelle habitat. Well, not for long if I land there. Not for long. I'm not as obsessed with that one as I am about the mechanator. It would be a really great idea if we had a couple of bots around here. That means I'm going to have to do some redesigning again, because I don't know where I'm going to put in a bot charger. I'm a little full, if we're honest. A little full. Hang on, coffee. Buzzkill, nobody wants to get to Betty's hellscape more than me. Well, you do. Actually, you do. So, like, you're definitely top of the list there. Top of the list. And after that, somewhere on the list will be me. However, first of all, we need to eat. So we're in our land of abundance here. Again, land of abundance. And then we got to really look at the mechs. I would really like to have the mechs on board. Literally on board, like on board my spaceship. And then I could go, where the heck... the necessity to really restrict space and be incredibly efficient is just not the way I play anything at all, including my own life. It really makes me just rethink the way I'm doing this, which is awesome. I should hate this, but I don't. Now I've got to think, where am I going to put in a mech recharger? How am I going to make that happen? Somebody might have to lose a bedroom. Maybe I could lose a shelf or two. But I'm going to need at least one mech recharger, possibly two. And then I got to think, the mechanator thing is going to get me a bot. But if I want any more, I'm going to need a lot of space. I'm going to need the subcore encoder, and I'm going to need the mech gestator. Neither of those things are particularly small. Those are actually quite large objects. So I could go with the one mech, and then hop over to Betty's Hellscape, and well, not hopefully, but get some more Gravlite panels, another Grav Core extender, and basically just make the ship bigger than it is. How much more space do I have in this? Ooh, not much. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need one of those extenders. Yeah, gonna have to have that, because I don't really have a lot of space to put together anything at all. Grime has food poisoning. Nobody really cares, Grime. Nobody really cares. I care about Old Complex Booty. It was a very underrated album from P-Funk. Okay, your certainty's going down. Good, don't believe in your nonsense. Igor, are you sweeping up after the Mastodons? You're watching work be performed. What work? What is Berg doing? Cooking. Okay, so you're kind of learning how to cook. That's fun, I guess. That's a thing you're allowed to do. In our land of abundance here. People are eating raw food, people. Okay, we don't really want that. I need people... Yeah, Berg, you got to be on, like, max cooking here. I know the kid's probably slowing you down. Just smack him around a little bit. My ship design looks like a hand giving the middle finger. Yep, sure does. You ain't wrong about that. I could move my current extender. That's not wrong. However, that doesn't get me any more tiles. So I don't. We had 500. We put the extender in. That gets me 750, and I can't get any more ship than 750. And without actually doing math, what is that, like 67 tiles worth of space I could extend if I had the tiles, which I don't. Positive. I would like to. Well, I'd like to welcome you to our land of abundance. I know you're just coming in now, and it's important that you understand this is a land of abundance. Okay, don't ask me about the fishing. Okay? There are no fish in the first pond we've seen in this entire game. Not a fish in sight. Not a single fish. No fish. How many fish are in there? 0. How many fish would I like? I don't know. 4? 100? 9? How many fish are in there? 0 fish are in fact in there. So a land of abundance except for the fish bit. The fish bit didn't really work out so well. I'm going to put carpet in there because it's kind of bugging me there's no carpet in there. And I know it's bugging you too. You're like, Dave, put the carpet in there. I did. You're welcome. Thank you. I both thanked myself and welcomed myself. Okay, fields are being planted quite successfully, I might add. And this thing will be done momentarily. So really just keep up the murders. Oh, yeah, I've got so many more things I can be killing here. Kill all of those. If it does not fight back or explode, kill all of those too. Guinea pigs are usually last on my list, but hey, meat is meat. Meat is meat. Land of Abundance makes me think of Land of Confusion by Disturbed. Now, see, my first thought would have been to go to Genesis on that. The Invisible Touch album. Saw that tour. Great tour. It was fun because the Genesis and Peter Gabriel had like competing successful albums around the same time. So, yeah, no, I'm going to go right to... Right to Genesis when you say Land of Confusion. Mostly because it had the spitting image puppets in the video, and I liked spitting image. It was a very fun show. So that's where I'm going to go. I did not actually know that Disturbed did a song called Land of Confusion. And if they did, is it a Genesis cover? Please say yes. And if it is, and you said yes, is Phil Collins in it? Please say yes again. I know he's not a well man. I know he's not a well man right now, and we're sorry about that. But Phil Collins basically owned the 80s. So you couldn't do anything in like 1982 to 1988 without bumping into Phil Collins. Yeah, see, Les went right to Genesis. I'm going to go Genesis on that. Land of Confusion, I've got it going around my head right now. It's going around, and I can see the video in my head, the spitting image video. That's when videos had to be good. We've made a high-powered rifle. So I guess that's cool. Does anyone need that? You're heavily armed. You could use a better weapon, kid. And you're actually not bad at shooting. Yeah, I should more heavily arm this child. So, pump shotgun, no. Where did we put the LMG? Oh, don't make me search for it. You know I hate doing things like that. Now I gotta go down here and click this. Like a schmuck. Like a barbarian. I gotta click that. Where? I've got 2 of them, apparently. Bertha's got 1. And where's the other one? Somewhere in there. Okay, I think it's on the chair. So equip that. You're actually sweeping up, which is exactly what I want to do. Good. Do all of that, and then return to our land of abundance here. Get things moving a little bit faster. Lots of animals in the freezer. And the freezer is actually frozen, which is very exciting. We haven't seen that for a while. And then more strawberries are going in. That's cool. More potatoes are going in. What do we think on the rice? How long do we think that's going to take? 27% grown. Okay. Hopefully, where are the mastodons supposed to be, by the way? Oh, and wait, we've got a new mastodon. I didn't even notice that. I didn't see that pop up. There's a new mastodon. I will now open the floor for mastodon naming. We've got Bruce, Fuzzy, Buttercup, Tusky, and Fish. I will now open the floor for naming the new mastodon. Hi.
Hi.
You heading out?
I'm heading out.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you.
I will see you on Sunday.
Yes, you will.
Yay. Okay. Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Have a good stream. Bye.
Will you get me candy from the store on the street?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I will get candy. We missed it the last time. We have to go now. Or I have to go now.
Yeah, we didn't go last time. Okay, so candy then.
Candy.
Okay, cool.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, back to Mastodon naming. Tiny. Buzzkill's going tiny. Buzzkill, you're better than that. Buzzkill, that's too easy. Way too easy. Yep. Way too easy. You are better than that, Buzzkill. I believe in you. Okay? I believe that you are better than that. Okay, what was I doing? Growing food, land of abundance. Right. Well, the fields are largely under control. I know we've got a zillion components, but it's not going to hurt us to have more. And yeah, there was a really good mining vein down here, too, for steel. There we go. Hang on, coffee. Snuffleupagus has been penciled in. That is true. Wait, hang on, Martin. I got to get that record scratch noise in here. Martin, you've never heard of Genesis? And so I know they've been largely inactive for a while. What with the fact they're all 114 years old. I'm sorry. Can we just back this up? Now we're shutting down RimWorld. Everything stops now. Martin, you'd never heard of Genesis. And the reason I'm so astonished by that is because they were such a huge band. To me, that's like saying I've never heard of Queen, or I've never heard of, I don't know, I hesitate to say Led Zeppelin because everyone's heard of Led Zeppelin. I'm trying to find someone who's like not quite Led Zeppelin, Beatles, Rolling Stone. Stone. There were more than one Rolling Stone. Rolling Stones. But like is right underneath that. I feel Queen would be right underneath that. So Genesis is like saying I've never heard of Queen. It's like saying I've never heard of, Duran Duran. For a start, Duran Duran. Yeah, Genesis owned the 80s, basically. Genesis owned the 80s. The thing is, though, Genesis. Okay, so here's the gig. We have to establish some parameters with Martin's, quite frankly, astonishing statement. I know our jaws just dropped here. Our jaws have just dropped. So, working within those parameters, are you familiar with Peter Gabriel? And I will be waiting for your answer on that, because that's how this conversation has to begin. Are you familiar with Peter Gabriel? The Kinks, that would be a good one, Spike Little Girl. Yeah, so they're not Zeppelin, Beatles, or Rolling Stones, but pretty much everyone has heard of the Kinks. I agree. Pretty much everyone has heard of the Kinks. Everyone's heard of Queen. I've heard of Duran Duran. I don't know if anyone else has. They were very big. They did a lot of cool videos, and they are now the coolest person on the planet. It's just a hierarchical thing. I can't. It's just numbers. So there's a hierarchy of coolness. Number 1 was David Bowie. Number 2 was Prince. So David Bowie has gone home, and Prince has unfortunately passed away. So Duran Duran is now the coolest person on the planet as a collective unit. So all 5 members together are in fact the coolest person on the planet, with the I can only assume momentary loss of Andy Taylor, which is really, really sad. Really cool guy. Then the remaining members will absorb the coolness. So they will take that 20% coolness and absorb it into themselves. I don't know about Flock of Seagulls, Buzzkill. Unless that's your name for the Mastodon. Oh, yeah, that's our new name. Flock of Seagulls, a lot of people might have passed them by. A lot of people might have missed those guys. But that is the new name for the Mastodon, by the way. So that's absolutely happening right now. So you're not Mastodon Calf now. You're Flock of Seagulls. Good. See, I knew you were better than that. I knew you'd come up with a better name. So Flock of Seagulls. There we go. So we have to begin with the fact that Peter Gabriel used to be a member of Genesis. Back in the day, and I mean back in the 60s, they were an art rock band. They, like a Rush or something like that. They were art rock. And they would do... I tell you what, if you're in the mood for a 30-minute song, go check out Peter Gabriel era Genesis. And it was all good. It was all good stuff. But they were prog rock before we had the term prog rock. They were just, playing 20-minute, 30-minute songs and writing songs about weird stuff. And Peter Gabriel was weird. And here's the thing with Genesis. They were always critically acclaimed back in the day, but they never really achieved a lot of popular success. Everyone thought they were really good, but nobody actually went and saw them or bought their albums or anything. So one night, they're playing a show. This is a really fun story. One night they're playing a show, and they were just, doing their shows. They go out and whatever, jeans and a t-shirt and do their shows. One night, Peter Gabriel puts on a dress and a fox head mask and walks out on stage and performs the show. And the crowd goes insane. And all of a sudden, everybody is coming to Genesis shows to find out what the heck Peter Gabriel is going to do next. How weird is Peter Gabriel going to be tonight? Excuse me, I've got to deal with the Manhunter pack. I'm going to come right back to that. So we're leaving it off at Peter Gabriel got wicked weird, okay, when he was a member of Genesis. We're going to come back to that momentarily. Manhunting wargs. Okay, you know what doesn't beat a warg? They're just not going to go up against a mastodon. So... got a bunch of them. Team, and by team I mean mastodons. By team I mean mastodons. Les, thank you so much. Thank you, Les. You guys are so awesome. Really, I say that every week, and it's because you are. So there's that. We're going to come back to the Peter Gabriel Genesis story momentarily. I'm giving you the condensed version. I'm giving you essentially the Cliff's Notes version, the Dave Note version, if you will, the Dave's Notes version of the Peter Gabriel story. Release the animals. Mastodons are going in. One of them's already down. Yeah, this is not going to... Oh, wow. You kind of missed a few there, dude. Okay, but we're done. Okay, so undraft that. Everyone go back to work. They all have scaria, so we can't eat them. So Peter Gabriel went out and got wicked weird, and all of a sudden, everyone's coming to Genesis shows to find out how weird is Peter Gabriel going to... He would dress up as a flower... He'd come out as a mime. He came out as like only the Brits will know this one. He came out as like Wurzel Gummidge, like an animated scarecrow. If you know Wurzel Gummidge, you are definitely on the right channel. And he would do this every night, and people started flocking to Genesis shows just to see how weird he was going to be. And Genesis started getting really big. What happened was it became all about Peter Gabriel. And like people, out, I want to say like agents or something like that, but like other people were coming to Peter Gabriel going, dude, you're bigger than Genesis. You gotta like it's all about you. Nobody cares about Phil Collins. Oh, by the way, you know how Phil Collins got the job in Genesis as the drummer? He was last in line. So Genesis this is a side note. Genesis were auditioning drummers, and Phil Collins was the last one in line to be auditioned. What that did is it gave him a distinct advantage. He'd heard every song. And he knew at that point how it should be played. He knew what everyone else did wrong, so he just came in and banged it out. And they're like, oh, wow, Phil Collins, you are totally our drummer now. Going back to Peter Gabriel got a bit of a swollen head about this. Bit of a swollen head. Peter Gabriel started believing it was all about Peter Gabriel. Now, I bear this in mind. This is coming from a man who loves Peter Gabriel music. Peter Gabriel might be... I mean, obviously, you got to take David Bowie aside. if you take David Bowie out of the equation, which you can't do because David Bowie is everything, but if you took David Bowie out of the equation, Peter Gabriel would probably be my favorite male solo artist. Male singer-songwriter, whatever you want to call it, but my male solo artist. Peter Murphy would be right in there too. But Peter Gabriel probably, this is coming from someone who loves Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel got this huge swollen head, and Peter Gabriel started thinking it was all about Peter Gabriel. And Peter Gabriel's like, dude, I am checking out of this Genesis nonsense. And they're like, wait, what? So here's the thing. Peter Gabriel goes off and becomes Peter Gabriel, which was convenient because he was Peter Gabriel at the time, and he starts making amazing music, way ahead of its time. Light years ahead of its time. And he has continued to do that for his entire career. He is always 3 steps ahead of everyone else, and there's nothing, you're not going to hear me say anything bad about Peter Gabriel. Here's what happened when Peter Gabriel left. It was quite interesting. Genesis started writing hits. Genesis started writing huge hits. And they started getting pop instead of prog rock. They went in another direction. They're like, we're going to make pop songs. And wow, we're selling millions of records. This is awesome. This is so cool. There was another member of Genesis, but nobody cares about him. I think he's touring now, actually. Weirdly, I think the unknown Genesis member who left, and I know the album after that is And Then There Were Three. That's the only way I remember that album. So after he left, I believe he's actually touring right now, doing Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Go YouTube Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. It's and get like a Peter Gabriel version of it. Now Phil Collins can do all the old Genesis songs and does them really, really well, but it's not quite the same when the guy isn't dressed up like a flower or a mime or something like that. So Genesis start writing hits, huge hits, and Genesis becomes really big. This is why, Martin. This is why my jaw hit the floor when you're like, I have no idea who Genesis was until a few years ago. Because Genesis owned basically the late 70s and most of the 80s. Genesis was just a juggernaut of a band. Every album they put out was bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And Phil Collins was exactly the right guy to do it because he had a lot more, I mean, my opinion is he had a lot more general appeal. Like, you looked at Phil Collins and you're like, that's somebody I hang out with at the pub. You looked at Peter Gabriel and like, wow, I am so interested in you, but you kind of scare me at the same time. But you looked at Phil Collins, you're like, that's my mate from the pub. That's who Phil Collins is. He's everybody's mate from the pub. Tell me you don't have that guy. Every Brit, tell me you don't have that guy in your pub. You go down to the pub and you walk in and there's your version of Phil Collins. And he waves at you and he's all chummy and he probably buys you a drink and then you buy him a drink because that's like a thing. So that is the that is the brief story of Peter Gabriel and Genesis. And the whole point of this is that in the 80s, this is not the point. The point was for me to tell that story. We're going to get another mastodon. Tusky's pregnant. So the point of that story was that in the 80s, Genesis and Peter Gabriel had dueling hit albums. Not like literally at the same time, but around the same time period, Genesis put out Invisible Touch, which was a monster album. You couldn't get away from that album. That album was everywhere. And Peter Gabriel put out So, which was, I think many would argue, his first commercially successful album. In that, like, it had hits, and it mostly had hits because he did really messed up videos for them that were very, very cool at the time. So MTV basically drove Peter Gabriel. This is back when MTV used to play music videos. Kids, ask your parents. Yeah, there was a point in time when MTV, music television, used to play music videos. Again, kids, ask your parents. It was a weird time. But Peter Gabriel had a couple of wicked cool videos, and that really surged his success. I have paid no attention to RimWorld since I started on that little rant about Genesis and Peter Gabriel, but I love the story of Genesis. I really do. It's and my thoughts on Genesis are mixed. I think some of their songs are really good, some of the songs not so much. But Peter Gabriel can basically do no wrong in my eyes, and his ego drove him out of the band. And then they both got successful. So really, everybody wins. Everybody won when Peter Gabriel left Genesis. Hang on, coffee. All right, coffee in my face. I'm not really sure what MTV does now. There's like I think they do like shows about kids who are pregnant, and then, but like it's like a challenge or something, and they do sports, and I don't know. It's all a big mishmash. I blame the Real World. That was the series that killed MTV playing music videos, and I was just as much a participant in that. I watched that thing too. Yeah, the food issue. How are we doing on food? I should really be aware of how much food we have. I'm sorry, do we have zero food? Oh, we have zero food. Okay, we're back to the zero food thing. Great, good. All sorts of things to slaughter. Land of abundance. Oh my god, we're going to murder everything on this map. Just everything must die. And you know what? Take out the quails too. And if it doesn't fight back or explode, murder it. Just murder it. No, I've heard rumors to that effect, Crimson. So MTV stopped playing music videos, or at least for any great degree, when they started getting into the reality shows, because those did a lot better. Fair play to them. And we had VH1, which was sort of your alternative music video thing. So I would watch more VH1 because they play more eclectic things. Like if I want to see a Smiths video, it would be on VH1, not MTV. If I want to see Sisters of Mercy, that's going to be on VH1, not MTV. Although MTV did have 120 Minutes, which was really, really good. It was basically your goth center at midnight. Anyway, and then VH1 stopped doing it too because it started doing reality series. And then there was like MTV3 and MTV4, something along all of those lines. I'm not really sure anymore, but they say they're going to play music videos. They do it for like an hour a day. Hang on, I've got a construction. I like constructing things. What? Oh, wow. Okay, lots of stuff going on here. 570 or a bunch of stone. What am I going to get for this? Another animal pulsar. I feel like I've already had one of those. I feel like I have that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I just saw it in my inventory. Honor. Neat. Where am I going to put a throne room? I can't fit a throne room on this spaceship. I can't do that. Is this worth it? The thing is, we've got to protect the monument for 41 days. We're not going to be here for 41 days. I bet you if I sail off this map, I will fail that quest, and the rewards are not good enough to warrant that. No, I'm gonna take a pass on that one. We're not here permanently. We're out of here pretty soon. Speaking of stones, you know what? Why don't we deconstruct that? I mean, everyone focus on food, definitely, but anyone who's not food related or doing food related tasks, deconstruct that thing. Just get it out of here. Okay. A little bit of food coming in. A little bit. Not much, if we're honest about things. How are we looking on the rice? That'll be the first thing to pop. Only 53% grown. Ooh. Okay, well, we're doing the best we can. There's animal filth. No kidding. No kidding there's animal filth. That's a rat. Kill it. Kill that thing. There's meat on that. Not much, but there's meat. Okay, more dead animals coming in. Wow, Nicole's been converted. Already? You were pretty firm on that nonsense you believed in. Yeah, you're into our thing now. Cool. I think I'm gonna... Wow, I was gonna say I was gonna start recruiting you. You're gonna be broken immediately. You only have a resistance of 3. Just reduce resistance for now while I make a decision on Nicole. So, let me look at you again. You do have skills. You got a good doctorizing skill. You've got intellectual. I don't know where I'm gonna put you, but I kind of want to have you on board. I'm feeling that. What does vat-grown scientist do? Is that your intellectual up? Yeah, medical and intellectual up. Cool. Okay, hang on. Coffee in my face. There we go. Can any real TV channel rival the streaming platforms? Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, your point is very valid. I was going to say, well, you know, it would like on the old MTV or the old VH1, I'd find songs that I'd never heard of before. They'd play a video from someone I've never heard of, and I'm like, wow, I really like that. I'd like to be into that. But that could happen just as easily on YouTube. Something could pop up in my feed. That's how I got back into Gary Newman. I just listen to stuff, and then Gary Newman pops up in my feed. I'm like, oh my god, I love Gary Newman. Why have I not been listening to Gary Newman for the past 40 years? So, that could easily just as easily happen on YouTube. I found great stuff on YouTube going, oh, I'll give that a shot. There we go. We have lovers sleeping separately. Yeah, I gotta check that because I don't know if our ideology allows that. Who's in love with whom? I don't actually remember. Who loves people around here? So you're into snake. Okay, Berg's into snake. Where are either of them sleeping right now? Berg. Okay, Berg's over here. Snake's over here. I could... Okay, let me see if we can work with that. So, This is going to be... No, yeah, see, ideologian forbids. That's the problem there. Ideologian, Ligia. Anyway, their silly nonsense forbids this. How about unassign that? Let's just see if it'll work with Berg and Snake. Nope. Nope, they're not into that. They're going to have to get married first, unfortunately. I don't like it any more than anyone else, but they're going to have to get married. And who needed a bed now? Grime, you have a new room. Sorry, you lost your double bed there. Oh, wait a minute. No, hang on. That was there for a reason. Because that was... Yeah, Berg has to have that one because he's the ascetic, and it's a garbage room. So reassign that to you, and then you go back to your original bedroom there. Just a little bit of a shuffle. Yeah, Berg has to have that bedroom because it's terrible, and Berg likes that sort of thing. So, yeah, that's not going to work out. They're actually going to have to get married. Don't know if that's happening anytime soon. Hey, Grime, what are we researching these days? Oh, advanced fabrication. Oh, spiffy. Oh, I'm going to look forward to that. Then I can get into flesh shaping. Somebody must need a nose. I must have somebody who doesn't have a nose. There's always somebody who doesn't have a nose. What have you got? You got a gunshot. That does not affect your nose. You've had a vasectomy. I'm not growing that back, I assure you. No. I have an extraordinarily healthy crew. You're kind of a little banged up, but I have an extraordinarily healthy crew. You have food poisoning. I don't care. Nobody needs a nose? Not a single person in RimWorld needs a nose? What kind of weirdo, bizarro world is this? Nobody needs a nose. I can't get through the first few days in RimWorld without somebody losing a nose. This is the healthiest crew I've ever fielded. It's quite phenomenal. So no, I don't... Weirdly, I don't need anything. I can deal with some scratches or things like that. Hang on. Yeah, we skipped the patriotic sacrifice. We're dealing with feeding ourselves. What area has been revealed? That one. Cool. Good job. Good job. Yeah, we're not going to grow that bit back, Buzzkill. I did that for a reason, so we don't have more hairy Igors flying around the place. Got enough problems with the mastodons. Oh, the shag carpeting looks much better. Why did we... Am I out of cotton for that one tiny... I'm out of cotton for that one tiny little bit. Oh, that's so annoying. Now, wait a minute. I've got 5 carpet here. 5 cloth. How many do I need? 7. Well, isn't that just the way? Isn't that just the way? Is there, like, anything like a sandbag or something I could deconstruct for 2 cotton, 2 cloth? No, of course there isn't. Why would there be? Why aren't you dead? You seem like you're going to be dead soon. You should be dead soon. Then we can eat you. Also, let's get all of this. I've finished the Tale of Genesis. Let's make sure we're doing lots and lots of murders around here. A bear over there. That's unfortunate because I'm killing all of its prey animals. Everything is getting murdered for the bear. And the bear's probably going to get fussy about that. And the bear's going to be like, dude, I am totally going to come and eat you. This is like a healthy crew. RimWorld heard that. Yeah, no doubt. After the whole cube obsession just goes away, after the whole cube obsession is a minor inconvenience, give me something, RimWorld. I dare you. I dare you, RimWorld. Give me something. What have you got? What, the plague? Minor inconvenience. I say that. How are we doing on medicine? Oh, we could be better. We could be better. That's why I'm sitting on this healer mech serum. I actually don't have anything to heal. Everyone is remarkably healthy around here. Lots of meat coming in. That's cool. And a dead rat. Everybody loves a good dead rat. If nothing else, before we leave this map, and I really do want to go over to the mechanator, I want to at least stockpile raw food. I don't care if we get... Oh, Nicole's gone nuts. She's malnourished. Yeah, I imagine she probably is. I did put some raw meat on the floor for you. I don't know if you noticed that, Nicole. Just a slab of bleeding gazelle meat. I just left that on the floor for you. That was lunch. I don't know if you thought I was just being rude, but that was actually your meal. That was your meal for the day. And probably tomorrow, too. We'll see what we can do, Nicole. Right now, we're just going to have to punch you back into submission. So somebody grab some mastodons and come over here. Yeah, and Nicole's gone a little bit nutsoid. She's not going to stand up to a mastodon. Go ahead, release the mastodons into Nicole's face, please. Just release them into her face. Okay, you know what? Let's just make this easy. Hold the door open. Somebody go over here. No, just go here, thank you. And then come back over here. Thank you. Okay, this should not take long. Okay, there we go. I was going to say try not to kill her. I didn't actively work to not kill her. It just sort of worked out that way, which was fun. Everybody's off duty. Grime, you're off duty. And who's in here? Berg, could you capture Nicole, please? Put her back in bed. Also, we can close the door again. Murphy, welcome, welcome, welcome. Murphy, have you heard of Genesis? The band. Just quick question. Just off the top of your head. Are you familiar with the works of Genesis? Any era. I will take any era that you've got. I don't care which era it is. Somebody's got to do some doctor. Oh, I think Bertha's on it. Yeah, Bertha's in. Okay, how much Mastodon did you get stomped with? No, come back to me, Nicole. We shot you a lot. Oh, see, Nicole needs a nose. Nicole needs a nose. I knew somebody needed a nose around here. You can't get through RimWorld without somebody needing a nose. You mentioned my IRL name, and yes, I am nuts. Bleeding Gazelle Meat was a difficult album. It was. I was much more into Old Complex Booty. That was a really good album. Okay, Murphy of course knows Genesis. Okay, Murphy just like Genesis, duh. Okay, we have someone in chat, Murphy, who had only recently become aware of Genesis. Only recently. And I had to do like 20 minutes on a very condensed version of the history of Genesis. I won't do it again. You're probably familiar with it. But, yeah, we were all shocked. And by we, I mean me. And by we, I mean you. So we were all shocked by that somebody had only recently become aware of Genesis. I mean, in many ways, that's actually really good, because you can discover them for the first time, which is fun. There's a lot of music. I wish I could hear it for the very first time again. Nine Inch Nails had like a hole. I would love to be able to hear that for the very first time again. It's just the day I heard that, I remember the day I heard that, I'm like, wow, this is very different. Somebody's doing something very, very different. So I would love to be able to hear that again for the first time. Psychedelic Furs, All That Money Wants. Yeah, I'd love to be able to hear that for the first time too. Okay, no, Agent MOR is right. I had to do it. You can't come in and say, I have only recently become aware of Genesis, and not expect me to go into a brief but exciting history of Genesis. Brief but exciting is what I'm going to say about that. It was not a long, well, okay, it was probably like 20 minutes. But in terms of me, it was actually a fairly brief history of Genesis from their foundation. Well, not really from their foundation. I kind of started in medias res. So I started, Murphy, because you'll want to know this. I know you're sitting at home right now going, Dave, how did you kind of break that down? Because I am familiar with Genesis, and I'd like to know how you broke down a brief version of the history of Genesis. And I did indeed start somewhat in medias res. President Gas, yeah, actually that'd be a good one too, Les. So in medias res, I started when Peter Gabriel started getting weird. Really, Peter Gabriel started getting weird. And the fox head and the dress, and then that was when it all took off after that. Buzzkill, not only did Nine Inch Nails come out with new stuff, they're doing he is doing the music for the new Tron movie. I honestly, I kind of tapped out at Downward Spiral, and that's not a slam. You're never going to hear a bad word from me about Trent Reznor. He's an just unparalleled good musician. It's just that I kind of like the first three albums. So Pretty Hate Machine, Broken, and Downward Spiral. That's kind of all I need. I'm good. I'm good right there. That's all I really need. But yeah, no, he's. I was always very. So if you can go YouTube it, it's an amazing one. I think I put it up on the Discord. Shameless self-promotion link down below. But one of the things I've always liked about Trent Reznor is he's always extremely respectful to the artists that came before him and influenced him. So he's had Gary Newman out on stage with him. He's had Adam Ant out on stage with him. He's just extremely clear about saying, I would not be here if these people didn't exist. And I've always thought it's a really, really good guy thing for him to do. Hey, you know what we could be doing? Art. Everybody loves a good bit of art. Are we doing art? We are doing no art whatsoever. And Tehooked can do Animal War Call. Okay, good. Excellent. Okay. The Land of Abundance. And this is what it is. It's a land of abundance. Lots of meat. Boy, I'd really like to get these plants in here. I know we've realistically only been here for like 3 days. The rice is coming in. Oh, fantastic. That rice is going to be popping real soon. And these are going to come up. I should take advantage of the rich soil up here. and just grow more food. I would love to walk away from here with like so much raw food. So somebody just go do just a rice field. That'll be up in no time. That'll be up in like an hour and a half. The Foxhead from Gabriel's about banning fox hunting. Yeah, they wrote a song about that. Wasn't that the Epping Woods song? No, that was the one about like rival gangs or something like that. The Battle of Epping Field or the Battle of Epping Woods. I don't remember. You never know with Peter Gabriel or Genesis. I mean, they could title it one thing and it's about completely another thing. They were super weird and super good. And you gotta really... You really got to sign up for some very, very long songs. Like, you think Tool write long songs? No. No. You're signing up. I'm pretty sure one of their songs runs between, like, it runs around 25 minutes. So we've done advanced fabrication. That's fun. Let's do, well, again, now that I know that somebody actually needs a nose, I should get going on flesh shaping. I mean, let's get a nose going here. Do I really ever need to learn Starflight basics? I've got a spaceship. I've done that bit. So research flesh shaping. I can build a nose. It'll be very exciting. Buzzkill wants to know how our narcotic supply is going. I actually believe that's covered. We've got a lot of smoke leaf, and we've got a good bit of tea. It's about all we need right now. I don't really need much more than that. And I wonder if I could get a little bit of cotton out of somewhere. We might not be here long enough. Cotton takes a while. I'd say go mine the steel, but I've got limited space in the ship, and I have 3,900 of it right now. That'll cover anything I particularly need in the near future. I'd be okay if we got some more components, because, hey, more the better. You're never going to go wrong with more components. And what is that up there? Oh, that's silver. Oh, that's money. We'll just go take that money. Thank you very much. Go take the money. I need... Okay, there are some meals in existence. I just need people to be doing max cooking. I could, if I really wanted to micromanage this, I could find... Who else is good at cooking? Stench is competent. DeHook is competent. There's a mech cluster. That's less competent. When it comes to that, it's like, if I really wanted to micromanage this, I could put somebody on the day shift and somebody on the night shift cooking, and they could just go non-stop cooking. I think the more important thing is we're all going to die. So let's check that bit out. Yep, all going to die. Okay, what am I growing up here? Oh, that's the ambrosia, right? So for right now, Z's, how about everyone sticks close to the ship, and also the animals stick close to the ship. We don't really need the no bug zone anymore. I'm just going to ditch that because it's only going to confuse me. You know that. So just go to manage areas. We don't really need the... Actually, that is also stick close to the ship. Yeah, that's really redundant. That's totally redundant. Okay, well, this is going to happen. So they're all going to pop down there. What have you got? It's not like I've got mortars, so it's kind of irrelevant, but you've got a proximity activator, a node, countdown, and then turrets. Many turrets. I don't have anyone royal enough to do any permissions. This may be largely a Mastodon-based fight, just as a heads up. Your proximity activator goes right to there. If we snuck in over here, we could use kind of those walls as a barrier. Or, different idea. What's the countdown? Countdown is 2.3 days. Okay, how about we... well, I'm saying I have to deal with them. Hang on. Do I? Can I just leave them there? Do they have... They have, like, a single actual mech. A Lancer. Who probably is not going to roam very far if there's no trouble. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cancel that. And I just got rid of the no bug zone. Now I need a no mech zone. I don't really need to engage these guys. So manage a new area. And this is going to be the no mech zone. No mech zone. Okay. Invert that. And then shrink it so we don't go anywhere near this. All right. Nowhere near this at all. Not down here. None of this nonsense. Yeah, all of that. We don't need any of this. Nobody needs to go anywhere around here. I think once that mech wakes up in 2.3 days, like, so long as it doesn't see something, I think we're going to be in good shape. How well do mastodons stand up to turrets? Probably alarmingly well, because turrets are garbage at close range. So they have a minimum range of 30. So they can't hit anything inside this circle. The little guys can, though. Those guys can hit pretty much anything. They have no minimum range. But they're garbage at close range. So I could send a mastodon charging in. The only problem with the mastodons, I can't really control what they attack. They just sort of go off on their own trip. But they'd be great against these guys. You also have a minimum range. So if I have somebody in this range, it can't fire. Turrets are a melee-based problem. But I think the answer to my problem is ignore it. Just don't care. So you guys all need to be in the no-mech zone now, and the animals can be in the no-mech zone. We're going to file this under somebody else's problem, Buzzkill. That's exactly right. This is somebody else's problem. And it might be. Somebody might walk through and go, hey, there's a bunch of mechs. Oh, goodness, we are being shot in the face. I don't like this at all. And that could be their problem. But it ain't my problem. Hang on, coffee. So long as it's not my problem, I don't really care. They can just stay over there forever. We've done this numerous times. A lot of problems in RimWorld I can just flat out ignore. Don't care. You go do whatever it is you want to do. The only limiting thing here is we won't be able to hunt all the animals, because some of them will be in that area and we won't go over there. Speaking of which, we're not murdering things nearly as quickly as I would like to be. So anything that we can get to, go ahead and, start committing horrible atrocities against the local wildlife. And then, turn it into a sandwich, really. Hey, Nicole. How are you doing? How's the health? Okay, gotta get you a nose. Totally gonna work on that, kid. You gotta, wait, a pilot assistant. Oh, I definitely want you then. I don't think I ever noticed this about you. An installed pilot assistant connects a pilot's brain directly to a vehicle. There's a heat wave. Okay, we can kind of cope with that a little bit, he says optimistically. I definitely want you then, because you're going to be my pilot. And your resistance is almost broken. I don't know if I ever knew that she had that. That's fantastic. Where the heck am I going to put her? Maybe I can convert the prison into a barracks. In fact, well, I mean, I can do it. It's not maybe can I do it. I can definitely do it. It's just do I want to do that? So you're going to have to basically live in the prison is what I'm going with there. We could crank down these a little bit. Target temperature 34. Yeah, hopefully with all the vents, this will kind of spread out a little bit. And let's put another vent over here too. I wish my vent guy was here to advise me on vents and vent placement and vent location, vent costs, vent maintenance. And then this is vented. Okay, we don't want to vent that because we want that to be nice and frozen. This is all kind of vented. I could put another AC unit out here. I've got plenty of steel and components. Why not do that? Let's put another AC unit right through this wall. And that'll kind of cool down this area and hopefully help with the bedrooms too. So what else do we need? Heat stroke? Sure, we definitely need heat stroke. Yep, can't live without some heat stroke around here. So pop, yeah, if you kind of finish that dude, because like there's a giant hole in the wall is all I'm saying here. There's a giant hole in the wall. Okay, there we go. Oh boy, that looks like garbage, doesn't it? Yep, that just looks terrible. Nope, can't live with that. Nope, I don't like that at all. Build a copy here, and then deconstruct. I don't like that one bit. No, wait, that won't work either. Cancel that. I gotta put this somewhere where it's not gonna mess with my wall design here. I can't possibly leave it like that. I don't care if all my colonists die. We're having a good-looking ship. We're having a good-looking ship, and that's all there is to it. You know what? I can put it out here. There we go. I'll put it out here. No, don't put the heat side in, Dave. You always do that. And that will help with these rooms. That'll help to cool those down a little bit. I can't possibly have that. Why did I think that was going to work? It's all uneven now, and it looks stupid. Okay, so now put that back up. Put the wall back up. Thank you. So put up the hull. Boom, right there. And that'll even that back out. Okay. Now what? Well, back to Land of Abundance. So, yep. Rice is going to be coming in super soon. Super soon. Nicole will be on board. I didn't even see that piloting thing. That's awesome. What was that again? 45% better at piloting? That's insane. Piloting ability plus 45. And you already have a good intellect skill. You're already pretty good at this. You're going to be an awesome pilot, you know, once you're on our side and we Mike Tyson you into loving us, which we're doing. Thule's trying to convert stench. That's a terrible idea. Why would you do that? We totally love our ideology, religion, whatever it is we do. Also, I don't really need 1,400 units of wood in my ship. I mean, you're all obsessed with not taking up too much space and being efficient with space planning. You got 1,400 units of wood just lying around the ship. You don't really even have much to use it with. I could make some chem fuel. That's a thing that could happen. Could slap one of those outside or just put a temporary building up and make some chem fuel. The chem fuel would be worth it more than anything. You know what? That's not a terrible idea. Give me just a temp building. I don't care. You know what? Build it out of wood. There you go. Build it out of wood. Just big enough for the chem fuel reactor generator, whatever it is. Anyway, the thing that makes the thing with the fuel, that was way bigger than I actually needed it to be. But somebody put that over there, and then somebody put in chem fuel. There we go. Biofuel refinery. Put it in there. I definitely disassembled that in my ship, right? I'm not staring right at it or something. No, I seem to have actually gotten rid of that. Good. Excellent. Good. Yeah, we got tons of wood, Buzzkill. We got nothing but that. Which, again, 1,400 units of wood is what I'm kicking around with right now. I could, if I had like 150, I'd be happy with that. Just for odds and ends, furniture more than anything. But no, I've got 1,400 units of wood. Animal cougars. Wait, is that redundant or what? What do we got here? Caravans of the Broken Empire. 12 man-hunting cougars. Okay. Draw the beasts away. Sure. Yeah, we could do that. A persona core. Cool. It's just that I've got my own spaceship. There's the thing. I actually have my own spaceship. I don't need to make one. I've already made one. What is a mech commander helmet? For battle mechanators. Computers and signal moderately increase the wearer's maximum control bandwidth. More mechs. Well, we are kind of going towards mechs soon. Hang on. Everything's happening at once. Slam it into pause mode. But then 2 reinforced barrel and some jade would be great too. Okay. Honor +2 is garbage. Forget it. Persona Core, I don't need it. I have my own spaceship. I really like the idea of that Mech Commander helmet. I mean, that just syncs up with what the plan was, which is to go over to the Mechanator. I gotta do... I mean, I'm not worried about the Cougars. I've got Mastodons. Cougars, sure, they're vicious. But Mastodons versus Cougars? We see where that's gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna do that for that Mech Commander helmet. So they can control more mechs. I mean, I have no ability to do any of that right now. But it sounds wicked cool. And I'm looking forward to it. Where's the exotics goods? Oh, it's a trade ship. Darn it! I was hoping it would be a caravan, and they'd go right by the mechs and solve many of my issues. Who likes talking to people again? Who does that sort of nonsense? Definitely not you. Stench, not so much. Bertha, you're generally you can form words. Go call these people. Exotic goods usually have the good stuff. I like the exotic goods trader, and I'm pretty sure they're very, very comfortable with trading things for hardcore narcotics, like this and some of those. Shave a few of those off. Just keep a few around for the gang. There we go. Okay, what do you got? I could use some advanced components. That would not be a bad idea. They've got turkeys. I don't want that. I'm not selling any mastodons now, but I am not ruling that out in the future. What was that thing? The shard animal pulsar. I don't care squat about that. Specialized limbs, healing factors, and skin hardening. Those are all good. Nothing wrong with any of those. Got any good neurotrainers? No, we don't. We do not. I will remind me about the refinery in a sec. Ooh, they got books though. I like books. Books are good. Moisture pumps. Moisture pump and fire foam. Don't really care about the moisture pump. Wouldn't mind fire foam. This is recreation. Okay. This is medical. Ooh, that would be good. Health and chemistry. Intellectual up. Void in the ocean. Draw animals. Maybe. You have an architect leg? Dang, that's good. I wish I had somebody who needed a stomach. I've got 2 of them right here. 2 of them just sitting around, being stomachs. Get rid of everything. These guys have got some good stuff. So let's just get rid of all the stuff that we don't particularly need. Not the healer mech serum. Keep that, obviously. I have a quantity of plasteel. Should I get... I don't need their... Hang on, Dave. You already know advanced fabrication now. You can make your own advanced components. And you have a quantity of gold to do that. And you have a quantity of plasteel. Maybe I should just get more plasteel. Okay, get some of the books. Because you're not leaving without the books. You know you're not leaving without the books. That's not going to happen. So what did we like? We'll get this one. And we'll get that one, and we'll get that one. Actually, skip the intellectual one. I've got smart people. I've got plenty of smart people right now. What else could I get out of you? Well, some money, because I don't really have any. Mastodon tusk. They have a mastodon tusk. That's kind of creepy. Seeing as I've got, mastodons. Get some neutroamine. Maybe not much, but just some neutroamine. That's fine. That's enough. How about just regular medicine? You've only got glitter world medicine. No, I'd like to have regular stuff. Okay, accept that. I'm overthinking it. Just get some stuff from them. And then be conscious that there's a whole bunch of cougars on the way. Like, so many cougars are coming soon. Like, all the cougars are coming. Well, I think it's like 12. But that's plenty of cougars. That's more cougars than you would traditionally expect to see at your door. Whether you were listening to Genesis or not. See what I did there. So let's do some chem fuel here. So go ahead and, I don't know, do like 10 of them. Yeah, there we go, 10 of those. This should be, yeah, that's set up for chem fuel. Why don't I extend that a little bit to maybe like here. There we go, because we're going to make a bunch of it. May as well do that. Oh, the rice is coming in. Okay, now the land of abundance is producing, in fact, abundance. Land of abundance on par right now. Is that something dead that I can eat? No, it's a dead Wolverine. Rotting. What are you? You're another Wolverine. You seem to be injured. You are a little bit injured. From what? A squirrel? You lost to a squirrel? Oh, dude, that's an embarrassment. You should be a very, very embarrassed Wolverine. Nicole's on board. Welcome, Nicole. What are you wearing? Hang on, what are you wearing? Oh, a marine helmet. I thought it was like the space helmet. Wow, you got a lot of good stuff. I should give you back your own gun, but I believe I've assigned that to somebody else. So slow it down a little bit there. Nicole, first of all, you need to be in the no mech zone, so you don't do something silly. What are we going to have you doing? So you're definitely going to be a doctor, because you got a good doctorizing skill. And bed rest. You should probably be a warden. You're probably the best at it. I think you might be my most social person. And apart from that, well, everyone does all of these things, whether they're good at them or not. Okay, everybody does all of those 4 things, whether they like it or not. What's your art skill? It's actually a 7. Who else is supposed to be doing art? Like, I could peel somebody off of art. Yeah, you don't really need to be on art. And Berg, you do a lot of other things. Why don't you get off the art game? We're going to put Nicole on art/piloting the ship. That's your gig now. Pilot the ship when we need to pilot the ship, and at all other times produce art. So much so that I'm actually going to cancel that one of Berg's. I need Berg focused on cooking more than anything. So make like a bunch of sculptures when you get a chance there, kid. And by the way, what did I tell you I could make those out of? Jade and stone blocks. Good. Okay, that's perfect. Excellent. Stench is already doing the biofuel here, the chem fuel. Excellent. Good. Everything is coming together. See, Bertha's having a swim. Land of abundance. There might not be any fish in the pool, but Bertha's in the pool. Bertha probably likes the fact there's no fish. She's going for a swim. She's like, hey, there's no fish in here. Kind of bumping up against me, creeping me out. Bumping up against me, creeping me out. No, there's no fish at all. She's having a delightful time. She's swimming in her clothing, which is weird. Nicole may indeed bring some escandalo. You never know. Nicole, you probably hate everyone, right? Oh, also I should get you a weapon of some sort, because you're actually fairly good at that. Where is... Okay, EMP launcher, not so much, really. I really should... Where's that other... Didn't we have another LMG, but I think somebody's got it on them. Okay, we'll just make something else. Also, by the way, let's start making advanced components. Yeah, and then I can do bionics if I were so inclined. How about we just try and have like 15 advanced components at any given moment. All right, because they take forever to do. So I'm not going to go for like a big number there. And then what was I going to do? Oh yeah, weapons. High-grade weapons for Nicole. Because I'm not giving her back her own gun. We've already assigned that to somebody. I don't know, I've got an element. Make a minigun. She'll probably love that. I bet she'd be into a minigun. Nicole seems like a minigun type. Right? Nicole seems like, hey, you know, I would actually kind of be into a minigun. If you gave me a minigun, I would be alright with that. She seems like the type. I'm going to give her one of those. Okay, now what? Now what's my plan? Nothing. Low food and low medicine. Yeah, but we're going to... You know, you keep saying you're going to conquer that, Dave. You still don't have a lot of food. You've slaughtered everything on this map twice. And you're still running low on food. We're going to have to go for bigger targets here. We're going to have to go for bison. 10% chance on them. My people are well armed. If we get bison revenge, I will cope. I will figure that out at some point. Bertha, where are you going? You going to go hunt a bison? Yeah, you're going to go hunt a bison. Okay, cool. I kind of want to keep an eye on this. Oh, there's another bison here. Hang on. There's bison we're not hunting. Bertha's given up. Bertha's just out. Yeah, I was going to hunt a bison, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really feeling it. My problem with RimWorld is micromanagement. Someone's meant to be stabbing bad dudes, but they're arranging plant pots. Well, it depends how much you want to micromanage them. I don't want to micromanage a lot. You're right. Agent MOR is bringing up a very, very valid point, which is the Mastodon is eating all the food. So that's a problem. Manhunter pack. Cool. They've got the Scaria, so we're not going to be able to eat them. And they're probably going to try and eat us in the face. So everybody, team... Knife, you have a gun, right? Yeah, you're good. And Snake, you don't. Well, I mean, you do. But I don't really want to put you in the front line here. Let's go out here. And more importantly, everybody grab a Mastodon, please. If everyone could get a Mastodon going, that'd be great. No, slow everything down here. Slow everything down. Hey, we've got the animal war call. Is there anything we could be war calling? How about the Wolverine? Let's war call a Wolverine. Boom. One Wolverine, please. Anytime now. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for your Wolverine. And go ahead and send all the animals out. Animals go everywhere. Stun something. Just we're out of range. Okay. How about everything stops and we just kind of peel back here a little bit, and then you guys maybe kind of come up here like that. It's just they move a lot faster than we do. Oh, hang on. The animals are not in unrestricted. No, they're in the no mech zone. They're fine. Wait a minute. Why am I not? Where are my Mastodons? I am relying on my Mastodon army to break RimWorld. Why are... DeHook, come over here. Come over here. You very silly man, come over here. Or come out here. I don't care where you come out. Just exit the ship with your Mastodons. Please. They all follow you. You're like the Pied Piper of Mastodons. Everybody out. Okay, animals, go do things. Everyone's getting ripped apart by cougars. The plan's gone a little bit to hell. I'm not going to lie. It's gone a little bit wrong. In that there are many, many cougars who are eating us. And less Mastodon attacks than I might traditionally like. Okay. I can't tell you to go do something, can I? No. You're attacking a cougar. That's cool. Great. That's exactly what I need you to do. It's just that there's a lot of them. And Igor's down. Harry Igor's down. We might lose another Harry Igor. That'll be 2 for 2 on the Harry Igor count. So go over here and shoot things and stomp on things. And everybody, if you see a cougar, just stomp on it. So many people are down right now. Okay, we got to start putting this together. Knife, go rescue Stench. And don't forget any of these weapons. These weapons are super, super important. Go do that. And then to Hook, maybe if we could get rid of more Mastodons. There we go. More Mastodons are going down. I think the Wolverine's in. The Wolverine is in. I think we've largely dealt with the cougar issue. So somebody go rescue Igor, and somebody go rescue somebody else, Bertha. Is that everybody who is down? I think that's everyone who is down. Hang on, we've got pods. Everyone's excited. That's done. That's done. Is anyone else still... Knife, you're still on duty. You can be off duty there. Yes, I know colonists need rescue. Berg, Knife, why don't you get Stench? Okay. Oh, Fuzzy's doing it. Oh, you're gonna get carried by a mastodon. That's adorbs. Absolutely adorbs. DSL, welcome, welcome, welcome. DSL, the plan's gone to hell. So there were a lot of cougars. First of all, how familiar are you with the works of Genesis? Any era. I will take any era at all. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I'm fine. I just need to know and judge your level of familiarity with the works of Genesis. And then after that, we can talk about how the plan's gone to hell. Where is Nicole? Nicole can get in on this action. So, yeah, two things. Genesis, plan gone to hell. And that'll basically be kind of your recap there. You're kind of brought up to speed at that point. So everything's gone a bit wrong. Everything has gone a bit wrong. So are people getting treated? Okay, treating that one. Thule treated themselves, dealt with that. Harry Igor's coming in slowly. Yeah, cougars are to be, well, they're not to be underestimated. And Agent MOR is completely right. We're going to have to think the mastodon food ratio here. The mastodon food ratio, because mastodons are eating a lot of food. And I've got more coming. I probably should. Are those people still in range? I could sell off a couple of mastodons. What's the game? The game, well, again, the game is twofold. I need to know your familiarity with the works of Genesis. Again, I will. Oh, great. Now I've got bisons. Hang on. I've got bisons now. Knife's gone a little bit off script. Great. I have nobody to deal with this. Okay, everybody run. Everybody run. Everybody come over here. And everybody be in the place where the bison aren't. So, no. I like, literally everyone needs to be in, stick close to the ship. And then not the wildlife. We've already messed with the wildlife. The wildlife is already happening. Okay. So again, the game is twofold. Your familiarity with the works of Genesis, any era. And this bit's RimWorld. This is a RimWorld thing. So, okay, run, knife, run. Okay, Knife may or may not get killed. Oh, wow, yeah, Knife's moving a lot faster now, isn't he? Who's alive? Who could do anything at all? To Hook, how banged up are you? Because I kind of deem your mastodons on board. So, oh, you're going to be fine. Apart from the severe blood loss and the malnutrition, apart from all of that nonsense, you're cool, dude. Can you get up and bring your mastodons over here, please? Because I really need them now. Knife, you're working on it. Snake, take a thrumbo horn and go face off against some bison. And you do the same thing. Nicole, this is going to be a bit of a shock, but you're in combat right now. I need you to get any kind of weapon. I don't even care what it is. Machine pistol. Great, good, cool. Buzzkill, I'm not taking that money. The only thing is, once Knife is down, they will broadly ignore him. And once he's taken out, hopefully he won't actually be killed. Then we're in good shape. After that, I'm just going to have to figure out a way to defeat 4 bison with, like, one guy and a bunch of mastodons. Duck, I know it's a slow roll, kid, but could you seriously get outside? Because nobody needs your mastodons more than me right now. So I've got 2 melee folk to face off against bisons, and we've seen how melee versus large furry animal has worked out in the past. It hasn't, is the answer to that. Wow, so many bison coming at us right now. This has gone... Okay, Igor's dead. Okay. Igor, did we not tend to you? I mean, clearly we didn't. Clearly we did not. Clearly. It's just that there were bison, Igor. I don't know if you saw them before you died. We don't really have windows, so you probably didn't. And you're very small. You probably couldn't reach the windows. Yeah. Now I need a third hairy Igor. Fantastic. Where am I going to put one of those together? You guys come over here quickly. Quickly, I might add. Very, very, very quickly. To Hook, I just need you to literally get outside and release the mastodons. Just, okay, wow, you're moving so slow. I need actually an interceptor, people here. Yeah, interception, thank you. Okay, and there we go. Okay, all the mastodons are kind of charging out. To Hook, I really need you to be, like, not in the doorway specifically. Oh, To Hook's down. Super. Now the bison are inside. That's less good. That's less good than when they were outside. Yeah, the Mastodons are not really... the Mastodon's having a nap right now. That one's having a nap. This one's desperately trying to fend off Grime. Snake, can you, like, hit this thing? Just stab it a bunch of times. Grime can't really get in there. It's like a one at a time kind of thing. Yeah, if you could... DeHook, are you in here? That's rice. That's a bison. That's also a bison. That's more rice. Is DeHook in here? Okay, DeHook is in here. Yeah, see, the problem is DeHook is asleep. And, not really in control of the Mastodons. So I need you guys to get up. Okay, you got to get up. You got to get over here. We've got it. You have no weapon, of course. Go get the cursed chugger because everybody loves that. Snake and Grime. This could be a wipe. This could literally be a wipe right now. Go shoot, Bertha. This could be the end of it right here. This could be no more. I have nobody left. I've got Snake and Grime. Nicole, I noticed you're still in bed. Could you come do anything at all, please? Could you, like, come over here? Thank you. And also, how did you get that bedroom? We'll discuss that later, Nicole. We'll have to come back to that one, Nicole. Snake, what are you up to? How many of these Mastodon or Bison are dead? Quite a few, actually. Where is another one? Let's all go in here and stab another Bison. There might actually be only one left. Okay, there comes the Thrumbo Horn. Berg's dead. Berg's dead. So that's also happened. And, well, Nicole's coming in. And Nicole, did you want to... Oh, is the Bison dead? The Bison dead. Okay. Thank you, Les. Thank you. Thank you. I need to put all of this back together. So just bear with me one sec if we could. Nicole, if you could very quickly get DeHook, because DeHook's in charge of all the Mastodons, and somebody needs to get Bertha as well. Okay, all of these are not for prisoners anymore. They're for colonists, and this could be a medical bed. I've got a backup hospital right here. Backup hospital right here. Thankfully, Nicole is not injured and is probably my best doctor. So hang on. No, Nicole. No, Nicole. You are so not going to bed right now. Go tend to DeHook. The corpse, we're just going to have to deal with. You're sleeping, and you've been tended to. Somebody's got to get Bertha, and Berg's dead. We don't need to worry about that. Snake, if you could actually not have a snack right now, that'd be super. Oh, Bruce is on it. One of the Mastodons has got it. Okay, pop Bertha. Where you going? Where are you going with Bertha? Bertha? Okay, it's just I put up a medical thing there, Bertha. There's like a... Oh, you're taking her to her own bed. Okay, cool. Neat. How banged up are you? Wow. Weirdly not in immediate danger. That's odd. Oh, Buzzkill, this is going to be a wash in Geniusosity. Hashtag Geniusosity. We're going to be rolling around in Geniusosity like broken glass. This is going to be so much Geniusosity, it's going to hurt. Okay? Again, like the rolling around in broken glass. All right, let me run the numbers here. Berg dead, Igor dead. So we know what that means. They have to go to the back of the line. Okay? Stench is tended to. Bertha, tended to. DeHook, tended to. Good job, Nicole. You're working fast on that. Knife, where are you? Oh, you're up here. Well, that's a silly place for you. You should, like, come to a hospital. Don't. Knife is going to sleep in the bed that has Igor's corpse in it. Really? Really? Okay. I got 5 hours to get to you. Nicole, checking on DeHook again. You've broadly dealt with DeHook. Can you go get Knife, please? DeHook will hang for a sec. So, that's done. That's done, and that's done. We'll work on, you know, the whole burial thing at some point. And I'll get you a nose, kid. I'm going to get you a nose at some point. And I don't even know what's going on in here. So I guess did we really need to put Knife in the bed with the corpse? Nicole, can you tend to Knife, please? There we go. Tend to Knife. Thank you very much. Yep, that's good. DeHook, you're not going to, like, completely collapse, right? Because we stopped... No, you've been tended to. Okay, so numbers continue. Snake is fine. Okay, Grime is fine. And Nicole is obviously dealing with everything. So surprise, Nicole. Your first day on our colony, and you're kind of in charge of everything now. You're kind of in charge of everything. Let's well, we've got a bunch of bison meat. I have no one to cook it anymore because Berg's dead, and Berg did most of the cooking around here. So I guess Stench is going to have to take over cooking detail. This has happened. This has happened. Okay. You see, Agent MOR looking at the silver lining. Looking at the silver lining there, which is less mouths to feed. Also, we didn't lose any mastodons. I think that's very, very important. We didn't lose any of them because they all went to bed. Because Hook fell over and said, I don't want to be here anymore. Oh, there's a war merchant. That's fun. Is that a caravan? Where are they coming from? All the way over there. Bummer. Okay, I'll see what I can do with that. Basically, I'll see what I can do with that. We could theoretically freeze someone. You know what? I'm going to slam it into pause mode. I'm going to have to sit and have a think about this. Do I want to freeze someone? That whole kind of thing. Do we want to... I mean, I got to think about space. I can't keep a corpse in there forever. So we might freeze someone. We might. We might not. I'm going to have to call it as I see it. But I think that's an excellent place to wrap up for today. Okay, so what have we learned? People are dead, everyone is injured, and we have a brief history of Genesis. From Peter Gabriel getting weird up until the dueling hit albums. We didn't really cover anything in the 90s, so there's no real reason to. So I'm going to go meditate on this and see what kind of nonsense I want to put together tomorrow. I can assure you it will be genius. In fact, it'll be so much genius, it'll be geniusosity. Hashtag geniusosity. So it's going to be wonderful. I just don't know what it is yet. But guys, we'll check out there. Thank you so very, very much for coming by and allowing me to do this publicly. I adore doing this. I look forward to this every single week, especially stuff like this. So I knew it was going to. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow for whatever is going to happen here. I don't know what that is yet. And we'll see how this is all going to turn out. Guys, thank you so very much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you again. Goodbye, and good.